I guess let's do this thing. The last review of the test for the last. Gosh, what am I trying to say? The review for the last test of the first semester. Let's go. The first one's asking you where's cosine. By the way, these are all inverses right here. I did this on Monday. And the inverse, remember, for inverse cosine, you can use quadrant 1 and 2. Your answer has to be between 0 and pi. For all the other ones, we're going negative pi over 2 to positive pi over 2. So it must be between those two numbers. So where's cosine squared of 3 over 2? At the pi over 6, which happens to be 30 degrees. So make sure you put both answers like the directions say. Where's tangent square root of 3? There's only one 3, so it's pi over 3. Pi over 3 is 60 degrees. Cosecant negative 2, I don't know the cosecant, so I'm going to change it. I'm going to do reciprocal and do inverse sine of negative 1/2. Sine is a half at the pi over 6's. Because it's negative half, it's negative pi over 6, which also happens to be negative 30 degrees. Number 4, you need to punch in your calculator because that's what value that we don't know. So I'm going inverse sine of 0.8714. And it's going to give me the degree answer right now because my calculator's in degrees. So I'm getting 60.6 degrees. And then to do radians, I'm going to change the mode to radians and punch it in again. Struggling just a second. Okay, there we go. So I'm going inverse sine of 0.8714 one more time. I'm getting this in radians, 1.0580. And the last one says inverse cosine of cosine 2 pi over 5. Because cosine 2 pi over 5, the 2 pi over 5 is in quadrant 1, it's legal. So I'm just going to put 2 pi over 5. That's all you got to do there. Oh, and then we need to put the degrees. The degrees, remember, pi is 180, so I'm going to do 2 times 180 divided by 5. And I'm getting 72 degrees. There's the first 5. Number 6 through 11 are solving equations. You solve these. We want all the answers between that are on the unit circle, between 0 and 360. And we're going to do degrees and radians. So the first one says, where is sine negative 1/2? That's 2 quadrants. Sine is y. Y is in negative in quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. So I'm going to say that would be the pi over 6 in quadrant 3, which is 7 pi over 6, and also quadrant 4, which is 11 pi over 6. You also need the degree answer, so I'm going to say that's 210 degrees. That's 330 degrees, and we're good there. Number 4, you got to solve a little bit, so I'm going to move the 4 over, make it 1/4. Take the square root of both sides. Don't forget your plus or minus sign. That's a big deal. The square root of 1/4 is 1/2. Now, the plus or minus sign actually makes this a little bit easier because that means you do every quadrant. Where's cosine 1/2? At all the pi over 3's. 1 pi over 3, 2 pi over 3, 4 pi over 3, 5 pi over 3. And, of course, we need the degrees. So that's all the 60s. 60, 120, 240, and 300. All right, let's go to number 5. Number 5. I'm going to use, I think I showed this in class too, just make it easier to factor. I'm going to let x be what sine is. So whenever I say a sine, I'm going to put an x. So it's going to be like 2x squared plus x. I'm going to go ahead and move the 1 over. I'm going to do slide, divide, slide. So I'm sliding the 2. So I'm going to do 1 times 2. Factor, I need factors of 2 that give me a positive 1, which is 1, positive 2 and negative 1. So I would put x equals negative 2, but I'm going to put the sign back in. Sine is negative 2 or sine is positive 1. Now, sine can't be bigger than 1 or less than negative 1. That's out. Whereas sine 1, sine is 1 at the top of the unit circle at pi over 2, which happens to be 90 degrees. Not too bad. Number 9. You can do the same thing here. You can do the x and y's if you want to. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to take out the tangent. That's what they have in common. That leaves sine x minus 1. So here's what I have. I have this tangent out there, which means tangent is 0, or I have that sine x minus 1 inside. Sine x is positive 1. I just did sine x is 1. That's pi over 2, which is 90 degrees. That was number 8. Whereas tangent 0, here's the deal. Remember, tangent is sine over cosine. All right, so anywhere I have 0 on the top, that means the fraction 0. So I need to know where sine is 0. Sine is 0 at 0, which is 0 degrees, and also at pi, which is 180 degrees. And that's all for that one. Number 10, 2 cosine x plus square root of 3. First thing I'm doing is I'm moving the square root of 3 to the other side, like that. Divide by 2, like that. Now I'm looking for where's cosine negative. Cosine is negative in quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. And where's the value square root of 3 over 2? That's at the pi over 6's in each one. So I'm going to say, okay, that's 5 pi over 6 in quadrant 2, and 7 pi over 6 in quadrant 3. 5 pi over 6 is really 150 degrees, and 7 pi over 6 is really 210 degrees, and that's 10. And the last one of these, number 11. Number 11 is a little on the tricky side. Let's see how we're going to go here. Okay, you need to find your sheet and look at what sine 2x is. And if you find sine 2x, you're going to find out it says this. It says sine 2x cosine x. Okay, so I have that cosine x still there, plus I have sine x. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I'm going to have 2 sine x cosine squared when I multiply those two, plus sine x. I'm going to factor out the sine x, which gives me 2 cosine squared plus 1. That's what's left. So I have two things going on here. I know that sine x is 0. That's from this. Boom. Now that parentheses, I'm going to bring it over here to the side because that has to equal 0. So 2 cosine squared plus 1 is 0. Move that 1 over, make it -1. Divide by 2. And then I'm going to take the square root. Oh, by the way, you can't take the square root of a negative number. So you know what? Don't have to worry about that. So where is sine 0? Sine is 0 at 0. And also pi. 0 is 0 degrees. Pi is 180 degrees. There you have it. All right. And then we got triangles here. You got to decide log sines, log cosines. So, and be careful about the cases also. Okay, so this one, have no choice but to do sine b over little b. That's what I'm going to use throughout the whole problem. Equals sine 21 degrees over little a. I should have put what I'm looking for. I need to find little a, capital C, and also little c. So I'm going to cross multiply and divide. When I do that, I get 13.97, which really rounds just to 14.0. Let's go ahead and find, oh, by the way, let me tell you this too before I go further. I'm not even worried about doing two cases this time because I have angle side. Remember, the time you have to worry about is if you have angle side. So there can just be one solution. I don't know where, somebody just came in for some help, so I just stopped the video for a second. I had no idea what I was talking about. So we'll keep going. I need to find big C next. Now, because I know big B and big A, I'm just going to subtract those two from 180. I'm going to 180 minus 38 minus 21. And that leaves me 121 degrees, so that's C. So to find little c, I'm doing the same thing I started with, the sine 38 over 24. I'm going sine 121 degrees over little c. So I'm punching in 24 times sine 121, dividing that by sine 38, and I'm getting 33.4, and that's it. There's number 12. All right, number 13. Hopefully you look at 13 like, man, I can't use law of sines. I can't because I don't have anything opposite there. And because they gave me angle B, I gotta find side B first. I'm gonna go B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2 times A times C cosine 133. This blue's not showing up. Let me change colors a little. Okay, so I'm just gonna punch all that in. I'm going 12 squared plus 15 squared minus 2 times 12 times 15. Sorry, I'm just talking through my calculator. It's taking sweet video time while I'm typing stuff in. I get like 614.5, but I gotta square root that because remember that's a b squared. So little b is just gonna be 24.8. I also need to find big C. I need to find big A. So what I'm gonna do now, since I got little b, is I'm gonna find, it doesn't really matter, I'm gonna find little c, I guess. So I'm gonna go, or big C. So I'm gonna go cosine C equals C squared, which is 15 squared, minus A squared minus B squared. We just found B, that's all we can do it that way now. Negative 2 times 12 times 24.8. Gonna punch that in. Okay, and don't forget when you punch that in, you gotta hit second cosine to get that angle. And I'm getting 26.2 degrees. Then to find angle A, I'm just gonna do 180 minus the 133 minus the 26.2. I'm getting 20.8 degrees. That's all you're gonna do on that one. All right, we'll go ahead and warn you up front here. 14 is gonna be a little bit of a doozy, so hang in there with me and we'll get through it. But I'm just telling you ahead of time. Okay, law of sines. That's supposed to be an equal sign right there because I got both A's. So I'm gonna go sine 36.5 degrees over 24 equals sine big B over 34. Now here's why this is gonna be a doozy. that's a side, that's a side, that's an angle. Okay, angle, side, 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 angle. That means there could be two cases. So I'm missing big B, I'm missing big C and little c. I'm gonna put that down here twice because I might have to do two cases here. Let's see what happens when I find this one. This is gonna let me know right up front. So I'm gonna go 34 times sine 36.5, divide that by 24, go inverse sine, second sine of the answer. I'm getting 57.4. That's that B. That's for sure gonna work. Now, to find out the other B, I'm gonna do 180 minus the B I just got, minus 57.4. That gives me 122.6. Now, to find out if I have to do, this is gonna be case one. To find out if I have to do case two, I'm gonna add that 126 back to 36.5. And if it's less than 180, that's two cases. If it's more than 180, you don't have to worry about it. And I'm just adding them right now. It's less than 180, darn it. So I gotta keep going. I gotta do both cases. So I'm gonna find big C next, and I'm using, I'm just gonna subtract. I'm going 180 minus 36.5 minus 57.4. I'm getting 86.1. There's that big C. Now the other big C, I'm gonna do the same way, except I'm going 180 minus 36.5 minus the 122.6. So I'm getting 20.9 degrees. So your job to finish is to find both little c's. So I'm I'm using that same thing over and over again. Sine 36.5 degrees over 24 equals sine the big C, this case 86.1 over little c. I'm gonna punch that in real quick. 24 times sine 86.1 divided by sine 36.5. I'm getting 40.3. Now I'm gonna do the same thing for this one. Now I'm gonna use this one now. So still using sine 36.5 over 24 again. This time though, I'm using sine 20.9 over little c, because that's the big C that goes with that little c. So 24 times sine 20.9 divided by sine 36.8. I'm getting 14.3. So two cases, and you gotta find both cases. I think on your test tomorrow, one of them will be two cases. I don't know if it's 14 or not, but one of them should be, so kind of be expecting that. All right, and the last one, find the area of the triangle. Remember the formula for every triangle was 1/2, its area equals 1/2. In this case, it'd be B, actually these letters are wrong. Let's change that B right there to A, that's a typo. In this case, it'd be area equals 1/2 AC sine B. It's always the included angle. B is, if you redraw the triangle, angle B would be between angles, side A, side C. So I'm just gonna put the numbers in. A is 18.2, C is 23.7, and I'm going sine of 113. All right, I'm gonna punch that straight in exactly like you see it, except I'm gonna hit 0.5 for 1/2 because it's a little bit easier. 0.5 times 18.2 times 23.7 times sine of 113 degrees. And I'm getting this for my area, 198.5. There's the area of the triangle. All right, so hopefully that helps you. Hope you do great on your test. See you in class. Can't wait. Adios.